You guys are not going to believe what this champion is capable of, and I'm going to show you in today's video. Make sure you stick around for the whole thing. So many things this guy can do. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. Good morning to you. Today we're talking Yakarl the Scourge, and this guy is an incredible champion. I'm not sure if you know that or not. Recently, and by recently I mean yesterday, I got some void shards and we got ourselves another Yakarl. So what that means for me is that I +4'd him, okay? Because I have opened so many Yakarls. I know that you guys have been like, bro, your account is so busted because of all the Terrace Marichka stuff. However, you gotta remember, I've opened a lot of Yakarls along the way as well. Hang in there to you guys who opened dupes yesterday as well, or this weekend. This is the kind of thing that you need to explore. If you're opening dupes all the time, try empowering once your faction guardians are full, and you'll be surprised how potent the empowerment system is, especially if you have not empowered very many champions, okay? I only have 4 empowered champions. I could probably empower some more, and I'm going to definitely think about that, but I like to be a little bit more relatable for you guys and have champions that are not empowered. Anyway, Yakarl's stats are pretty endgame here, all right? We're trying to show you the real full potential of what he can do, all right? So I put on good gear. Now, the thing is, these are not good gear sets. It's not like he's in Savage or anything. The other set that I would really actually like to put on him, the Instinct set. Because Instinct gives us the speed and the ignoring damage. So that would be something worth exploring. I'm not going to do that because I like this build a lot. We have really good stats here. So okay, so let's jump into my Doom Tower team here. We have Yakarl in the lead. He's going to be our main damage dealer. We have a free-to-play Lydia, free-to-play Mithrala, free-to-play Vizix, and then a recent fusion in Pythion, all right? This Pythion spot, I think, can be any reviver, but Pythion doing the cleanse is going to really help us out as well. We are going to manual this because these waves are literally no joke, okay? They're no joke. And whoever your reviver is, you want them to be very tanky because you want them to be survivable, okay? They have to revive your team, and so that's going to really help. Pythion in here is in a shield or bolster set, I think. I have multiple champions in shield or bolster, and so we are going to be protected in multiple ways. My Pythion is built pretty tanky, okay? And we'll go over all the builds here after this run, so you can really see. Yakarl there got kind of locked down at first. I love using Lydia's A1 to help lock down as well. And then Pythion is really just going to be here to do a support role, okay? We don't need him to do really anything else. And so let's go ahead and fear here. I love the fear because that lets us force them to skip their turns, okay? So also, I wanted to manual this because I think it's really important when you don't have an auto team that's going to clear this for you to manual at the top of the tower. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people are missing to be successful, okay? And you can see here, taking some damage, but also we have sheep on Vizix. So that is going to allow us to lock some people down in another way, okay? And then that will give us some time here to revive and get ready for wave 2. Yeah, let's control the turn meter, and we have the fear up. I don't know if we need other abilities here. I'm going to just try to get him with Yakarl. Okay, great. We'll put the fear up here. And there is going to be some RNG here, right? Like, you're not probably going to get this every single time. You might have to redo it and rerun it, okay? You might have to run it multiple times, and that is all right. That just means that your team isn't auto, and that is perfectly fine. Wave 2 here is a beating, okay? So on floor 119 hard, like, we shouldn't be surprised that wave 2 is a beating. But really, it is tough. It's tough, and I understand now why some people are having trouble with this floor, okay? I guess we're gonna A1, yeah. And then let's cleanse. Okay, cool. We have our revive back next turn. Let's start killing some Rhodoses. Okay, great. Let's put a fear up here. I think we can safely provoke now. And then let's start hitting people with Mithrala. The nice thing about the poisons is they do great damage. Who is going to go next? Provoked, fear. Okay, great. Now, she'll transfer that fear, but at least Yakarl's going to start getting a turn here. Because that way, he can lock them down. Okay, perfect. She's frozen. And you can see how much control is in this team. Now we can get the decreased defense and weaken up. Let's go ahead and put block debuffs and heal a little bit. Let's go ahead and mess with Rhodos. Let's mess with him again. Perfect. Now he's dead. Let's steal Rhodos' turn meter and kill him. Let's fear her. And now we're in a really good spot. I think we are going to go ahead and provoke here because otherwise the Mashalds are going to start messing our day up. And I do have damage on Mithrala. In case you guys don't know, Mithrala is in a damage build as well. So that's one of the reasons why she's doing good damage for us. But I would imagine here that Yakarl's doing the majority of the damage, okay? Let's just kill her. Perfect. And then let's lock him down or kill him. Okay, perfect. Put some more damage here. Let's fear Mashald. Oh, he still got his turn anyway. Okay, but this is a nice little combo here with Lydia. So that's great as well. Perfect. Yakarl got his turn. We got the fear. And I'm wondering, actually, if Mithrala is going to get the high damage number because of the poisons. That will be very interesting. Alright, so let's AoE here with the Hex. Then that will put Rio's passive on cooldown. Ah, we didn't get there. Okay, so I think we're about to have our day messed up because Rio was able to cleanse. So what I want to do is steal Mashald's turn meter, okay? And then I think I want to just keep him as locked down as possible. And we got, oh my goodness, we got 3%ed on our Mithrala before we could cleanse. Sheesh. All right. Okay, he got sheeped. That's nice. Now we can cleanse. All right. Let's go ahead and revive. And then we can fear here. Now we get the provokes up. Jeez. Yeah, I guess we're gonna provoke. She might die, but she's got a thick shield. And this is the first time where I'm using sheep to help control waves in the game. I'm absolutely loving it. I think this is what it was intended for. All right, let's see how many people we can freeze. We froze 4 out of 5. Excellent. And then they won't get their counterattacks. And then we can get some petrifying stuff going on. That's perfect. Okay, so I think we're still in a good spot here. Let's go ahead and cleanse this. Let's steal Rio's turn meter and put some ridiculous damage on her. Kill Mashald. Lock down. Wait, she got a counterattack there? Okay. See if we can freeze him. No, but we got some serious damage there. Okay, let's go ahead and cleanse here and put the shields up. See if he can still live. No. Let's see if we can kill him. No, but he's feared. Pythion should have the revive ready. And this is looking good to go. He does not have the revive ready, okay? Oh, we did not kill Rio there. I actually think from this point we could probably hit auto and it would be good. But I just don't want to. I don't want to risk it. Alright, now let's revive. You can see Pythion coming in clutch here. Okay, well, little Miss Annie just killed Yakarl again. Alright, let's put the shield up. We just needed like one more turn there. Alright, let's kill Rio. Okay, great. Fear here, and then we'll go ahead and hit auto here. I think we're good to go. So because Yakarl died on this last wave, I mean, you could see how great of damage he was doing. But it might be good to have a turn meter booster in here. I've used Arbiter in a lot of these teams, okay? So, actually, Yakarl had the most damage at 1,000,000. You can see that. Mithrala, though, coming in second place with 913. And then, of course, the other three helping out a bit, right? So you can see the power of Yakarl, 119 hard. And this is a very free-to-play friendly team, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at those builds. You've already seen the Yakarl build. Here's my Lydia in Stone Skin. This is just what I use for the entire game. I use her in every area of the game. We have Pythion, who is in the Sweet Bolster, plus a 2-piece Stone Skin, which is really helpful as well, giving him a giant pile of HP and good defense. His speed is pretty low, some resistance as well. We have my Mithrala build, as I said, in a damaging build, so she's fast with some tanky stats, a reasonable amount of accuracy and resistance, and then damaging stats, but we still kept her in perception and speed, right? Actually, I do want to ascend these gloves. That will give her significant amount more crit damage to help out. And then I want to see, hopefully this hits accuracy. It hit HP, which, you know what? That's fine. I think that's still good. So we'll use some of our oil reserves there to ascend all of that, and then it'll always be there. The Vizix build, this works well with Seer, without Seer. 238, tanky stats, accuracy is the main thing, and then in a shield set. Okay, so we had the shield set and the bolster set, which are both going to be helping out on those waves, and then Yakarl as our main damage dealer, okay? Whew, geez. All right, so that was thing number 1, all right? So let's flip over to thing number 2. Yakarl can solo a bunch of dungeons, okay? So if we come down here to stage 20, okay, Yakarl can just solo this. You can put food in here if you want to, but he doesn't really need the food. So if you don't feel like putting food in there, you don't have to. He'll just solo this in not that long. Like, his time is really not bad on this either. I wanted to say it was 30 seconds, but it might be a minute. It might be a minute solo. And then if you're really going to rely on him for this, you could also put him in a stun set, and then that would help out with controlling the waves as well when he doesn't get those freezes there. You could also change his masteries a bit. If you wanted to get bonuses on freezes, you could put Fearsome Presence in there. I'm pretty sure he's booked though, so he's getting the maximum out of his kit as possible. But you can see here, just no problems here. No problems. He's going to be stealing turn meters. He's going to be locking down the minions. He is going to be really just wrecking this boss by himself. And anytime you can solo things, especially as a low spender or free to play, you really want to be able to do that, because that way you can run food alongside in order to maximize your runs in different areas of the game. And you can see him just like taking so many turns, chunking the boss, not letting the boss get turns, okay? We're over a minute, so, you know, whatever, a little bit slower than what I thought, but still, like, it's still totally fine, okay? A minute and a half to solo it. That's still great, okay? The other thing that he can do in terms of soloing is going to be Minotaur, okay? He can solo Minotaur. I need to get some masteries on my Mountain King because I do love Mountain King, okay? So he can also solo in here. Mountain King going to help out a little bit, I suppose, because I think I technically have gear on Mountain King, but he doesn't need it. Okay, he doesn't need any help. You can just put whatever champion you want in here, and he's going to solo it just the same way, okay? Coming on to the boss, we're going to have a pretty quick clear here as well. And then we'll move on to the next area. But Yakarl, just so good in the game. You can use him in so many different areas. Like, he can go in an arena team. He can go in an arena team. He can lock the opponent's team down, or he can be a very good damage dealer for you, especially putting up that unkillable buff on himself really is going to help out. You can see there, under a minute, Yakarl soloing. Super, super good. And then we'll move on to the last area that I want to show him off in. Barbarians is not open today, but I do want to mention that he can obviously be very, very good in Barbarians. He can basically do all the work for you. And then if you want to, you can throw Scylla the Drakes in there to revive him in case you're running him a bit slower. But if you're running him fast, he can just control everything on his own. You don't really need anyone else in that team. But like Scylla the Drakes, War Maiden, I mean, here, we can pull up my Barbarians team in here as well, and you can see like he's the main damage here, right? And then we have other damage dealers in here as well, but it's really a Yakarl show in the Barbarians crypt over here as well. And then we have one more thing that I want to showcase him in for you guys, so let's get that set up. Alright, and then the last area I wanted to show him off was Fire Knight 25, which is very difficult for a lot of players, okay? Now, I have in here Deacon, who is, you know, everybody has him usually because of the promo code. We have an amazing Epic, my favorite damage dealer in the game, Magnar. Obviously, Allure is clutch here with keeping the turn meter down. Maybe somebody else can fill that role, but I kind of think you need her. Yakarl, obviously, and then Scylla the Drakes as the last spot. Once in a while, we won't lock down every single person in the waves, and Scylla will need to revive. But remember, she also does some control as well with the stuns herself, and she has the A1 decreased speed so that the boss can get that decreased speed debuff, which is really important. I would love to have fit a Cold Heart in here. Maybe she could go in place of Magnar, but then that would make the waves slower. So I'm not entirely sure, but you could definitely try a Cold Heart in here to speed things up as well. So let's look at the run and let's see how powerful Yakarl can be, because he not only has that control and the freeze, not only does he have the damage, but he also has that amazing turn meter control ability so that you can do things like this. And you can see, because he's stealing the turn meter, that helps him cycle back through things a lot faster as well. Now, depending on how many freezes you land here, that will depend on, you know, how quickly you can beat the waves, because you'd much rather stun them with Syl than freeze them with Yakarl, but you'll take whatever you can get. In addition, there's really no AI. You just let it just go, and they will do their things and clear the waves. if this is going to be a strategy you're going to use, you would want that bonus freeze damage on all of your champions. That mastery, I think it's Opportunist, if I remember correctly. I don't even have it on Yakarl actually right now, because I wasn't counting on him in wave content for my previous use of him. And so I don't have that mastery on him right now, but obviously it should be. It pairs really well with him, so he has a really high damage potential. That Nethrol in the back there just resisting, getting around all the debuffs on this second wave, but this is not going to be an insanely fast clear time or anything, but it is going to be reliable. I guess I'm not going to say it's 100% because I haven't run this team like, you know, hundreds of times, but of the times when I was testing it, I didn't see it fail, and I think that the fail rate is going to be very low, like 5% or less, and that's the type of team that I'm comfortable sharing with you guys. So in this team, Yakarl's not only doing the majority of the damage, he's controlling the waves, and also he is doing all of this turn meter stuff, which is great. He has multi-hitter here for the boss, getting the shield down, and Magnar on the boss is definitely not great, but but he is mainly there for a wave clear. You can also easily run Yannica or any other spirit damage dealer in the Magnar spot. You could also run any blue or void damage dealers in the Magnar spot as well. I would say that's the major flex spot of this team. That would be the place where I would be trying the Cold Heart, but as I said, I didn't want to like risk that on the waves, and this is the team that I found was consistent. So this team averages right around 3 minutes, which for Fire Knight 25 is actually pretty solid. With Yakarl in this team, this is like the best non-seer team that I have seen in a while. Obviously, if you have like Acrisias and all kind of nonsense like that, that doesn't really count in what I'm talking about. Like an easily accessible team with a reasonable time for Fire Knight 25, this is it right here. This is it right here. So I definitely need to remember this for when I'm doing takeovers, because a lot of times I tell people if they don't have Lydia to skip Fire Knight 25, but usually if they don't have Lydia, they might not have the gear to pull this off as well. And you can see Yakarl 2 million damage, but Magnar holding his own right behind, and you know my Magnar is built very, very well for this content. But that'll do it here today for this Yakarl showcase. I really hope that you're going to use him on your account. If you're using him in other interesting areas, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you if you're using him against Doom Tower bosses or any other areas of the game. Are you going to go get your Yakarl? I'm still working on him on the free-to-play. I'm excited to get him there. He'll be very helpful, just like in all of these ways. Thank you for watching. I'm MtgJedi. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.